Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer and News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer and News Report. Cheers. Today, I'm drinking Coors Light because this is my brother's favorite beer. I mean, this tastes like any other American light beer. It's easy to drink, light on calories. I'm only drinking this today because I'm going to interview my brother and his wife because they are driving across America, and they're here today in my home. This is my brother Armin and his wife Laura. Welcome to the Beer News Report.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. So driving across America. I know that you started heading south and then you're looping around and you're going to go back on the north route. When did you start?
We started on December 21st, the Wednesday before Christmas. We headed down to Boston to see our youngest son and his family before we headed south.
Okay.
And we spent the evening there, got up the next day bright and early, and we headed for Rehoboth Beach, Delaware.
Who was in Rehoboth Beach?
John Taylor. I was in the United States Air Force with him, and I hadn't seen him since 1979.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
Yeah. How'd he look?
Oh, he looked great. It hadn't changed at all.
Nice.
So,
did you go to the beach?
No, we never made it to the beach. we got in late on the 24th, and then we got up the next day and had lunch with him.
All right.
And got caught up, and it was a great visit.
Good.
And we spent another night there, and then we headed out the next day to Virginia Beach.
Who was in Virginia Beach?
Ashley, our youngest granddaughter of Jason, our oldest son.
Okay.
And so we spent 2 days with her. We spent Christmas.
Excellent.
It was great. And then from there we headed to a high school friend of mine,
All right.
Leo Fortier.
Leo Fortier. How long has it been since you've seen him?
It's been quite a while. I haven't been that many years, but because he's originally from Barrie.
Oh, okay.
And he lives in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina.
Okay.
So we spent one night there and got caught up with him. From there we headed to Roswell, Georgia.
All right. What happened in Roswell, Georgia?
Well, Laura had a high school classmate from England that she hadn't seen since I don't know when.
Early 70s.
So you went to high school in England?
Yeah.
Nice. Where in England?
London Central High.
All right. So you met this friend from England.
Tammy, she was a good friend. We spent a lot of time together in England, and it was the first time that we've connected since we all left.
Excellent. Sounds like a good time.
We also stopped in Atlanta to see Aunt Jean, my aunt,
Oh, okay.
and her daughter Marielle.
All right.
We spent the evening there, had dinner with them, and then we headed for Florida.
Okay.
And we stopped in Gainesville to spend the night. Nothing there.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to tell me, hey, we met this person. Okay. So you're just at a hotel.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Oh, because you're on the way to see Rhoda and Paul. And that's my sister and brother-in-law.
So the next day we got into Fort Myers and we spent 10 days with them.
Okay. So everyone's seen Fort Myers in the news with all the hurricane stuff. How bad was it?
It was bad. It's just like they said. They took us for a drive down to the coast, and there was still shrimp boats and trees and boats piled up everywhere.
Wow.
Destruction was massive.
Okay.
It wasn't exaggerated at all.
Well, here's to the recovery then.
Cheers.
All right. And so how long were you there?
10 days.
All right.
And then from there, we actually had to drive all the way back up to Atlanta, because when we were there to see Laura's girlfriend, Tammy, we forgot to get a picture.
All right.
So we drove all the way back up to Atlanta.
Got a picture of Tammy.
Got a picture of Tammy, and then we headed for Hot Springs, Arkansas.
All right. What's in Hot Springs, Arkansas?
Laura has a cousin there she
All
hadn't
right.
seen in a while. So we drove to there, and we had lunch with them.
All right.
And then we headed to...
Wait a minute. What's your cousin's name?
Lavanya.
Lavanya. Okay. And did she bring you to the hot springs? Did you get a mud bath?
We did not.
Well, it seems kind of pointless to go to a hot springs and not do a hot spring.
Well, this trip was more seeing relatives and friends that we hadn't seen than doing sights.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So where'd you go from there?
From there, we headed to Edmond, Oklahoma,
Okay.
and to see another classmate of Laura's.
Who was that?
Pete Borns.
Pete who?
Pete Borns.
Borns. Like the
Borns.
Born Supremacy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How's Pete doing?
Excellent. Excellent. We had a lovely dinner with he and his wife, and it was fun to catch up.
Good. That's excellent.
We spent the night there, got up early the next day, and we headed for Abilene, Texas.
Abilene, Texas.
Yeah, our oldest granddaughter from our oldest son lives there. Her husband's in the Air Force.
Nice.
So we spent 3 days there.
Yes.
All right.
Had a good time, got caught up, saw the Air Force Base, and it was nice.
All right.
And then from there we headed to Vail, Colorado. Arizona.
I've been to Vail, Colorado. It's great skiing.
No, Vail, Arizona.
Vail, Arizona.
You see my Aunt Shirley.
All right.
I'd never been out there to see her in Arizona. So it was a first.
All right. So now, most people don't know where Vail, Arizona is. Whereabouts is it? North, south, east, west?
It's south of Tucson.
South of Tucson. So the southern part of Arizona.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And how long were you there till?
Well, we spent the night.
All right. Well, here's to Aunt Shirley. I haven't seen her in a while.
Cheers.
So, you leaving Aunt Shirley? Where'd you go next?
After we had lunch with her and said our goodbyes and everything, we headed for Scottsdale, Arizona to see another Air Force buddy of mine, Louis Palmieri.
All right.
We had seen him a couple times since '79 when we got out because he was originally from Providence, Rhode Island.
All right. So you had seen him in Providence before?
Yeah, we saw him in Providence. Keith had a couple hockey tournaments down there, and we went down and we got caught up with him, went out to dinner. But it's still been a while. Looks great.
All right, good.
He actually got up early so we could have breakfast together so we could hit the road.
That's a good guy. All right. Here's to Louis getting up early.
Cheers.
All right, next stop.
From there, we headed to San Diego.
Okay.
The trip was great. When we got in about mid-afternoon, we got into San Diego.
Cool, cool.
So
how long were you in San Diego?
2 months.
All right, now since I'm part of the family, I already know, but there's something that happened in San Diego. Tell me about it.
Yeah, while I was there, I realized I had injured my rotator cuff and labrum during deer season in November. So ended up I had to have surgery there.
Okay, because it hurt. The hurt built up.
The pain just goes too much.
Okay.
So I spent 7 weeks in a sling after the surgery, so that kind of put a damper on everything. That's why we stayed so long there. And but yeah, I'm all healed now. I'm feeling better.
All right, good, good. So then, after San Diego, what was your next stop?
We headed to Bakersfield to see another cousin of Laura's.
All right, who's that, Laura?
Cookie.
Cookie. All right, and how's Cookie related to you?
Cookie is actually my mother's cousin.
Okay.
Their mothers were sisters.
Oh, okay, good, good. So how's Cookie doing?
Good,
All
good.
right. You had lunch?
We had lunch and dinner?
Yeah.
No, lunch and breakfast.
No, we had dinner first that night. We got
and then
there.
you woke
So
up
we spent the night, had lunch with her,
Okay.
and then we hit the road.
No, you were supposed to stop in Fresno, but that fell through.
That fell through. The gentleman, another cousin of Laura's, we were supposed to stop there, and I was supposed to pick up some pieces for some guns that were given to me
All right.
that he had forgotten to give me earlier. But his daughter-in-law went into labor.
Oh.
So that kind of threw everything off.
Sure, sure. Family first.
Family first. So we skipped him and came straight to San Jose.
San Jose.
Cheers!
Cheers to San Jose. But you actually left my house and went to Los Banos to meet a friend. Who was that?
Ralph Del Rio.
It was a classmate of Laura's in England.
What happened in Los Banos?
We had a wonderful lunch with Ralph and his wife.
All right, so you've been with me pretty much 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I got to tell you something. These guys, every time they come here, something happens to my house. I gotta rebuild it. So my kitchen, I was tearing out the floor. Found out I had dry rot, so I brought in a guy to do the subfloor. He said, your cabinets, the dry rot goes underneath the cabinets. This house is so old that the cabinets are built in. So he said, you got to tear out the cabinets. So to do that, and then they said, your stove's so old, the sizes have shrunk. Your stove's too big. I got to buy a new stove. So spending tons of money while these guys are here. But you're always welcome. You're always welcome. They're leaving in a couple days. So, and where's the next stop after here?
Well, we drive across. We're going to take 80 going back, and we're headed for Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
To see another Air Force buddy of mine, Tom Reed.
All right.
And I haven't seen him since '79, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then from there, we'll drive to Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
Monroeville. Now, where's that near?
Uh,
Pittsburgh, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
So and we're going to catch up with our nephew.
Okay.
My sister Rachel's oldest son.
John Piper.
Rachel and Nat.
All right.
So we're going to spend the night with him, and then from there we head to Hartford, Connecticut to catch up with our middle son Keith and his family. We're going to spend the night there and then head for Framingham, Mass.
All right.
And our youngest son Gary and his family, Beth and the kids, are there, and we're going to spend the night there.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Framingham's near Boston.
Yes.
All right.
And then from there we head to Dunstable,
Which
Mass.
is also near Boston.
It's on the other side.
Okay.
And that's where our oldest son lives.
All right.
And we're going to stay there with his family one night, catch up, and then finally get our butts home.
Well, here's to getting home. Cheers. Now, is this a one and done type of thing, or are you going to continue doing this?
I'd like to do it again next year and maybe do a little bit longer so that we could see more sights.
I do more of a sightseeing trip.
Do more of a sightseeing trip. So my mother-in-law's not going to like this because it means less time with her. We were supposed to stop at Four Corners in Arizona, Colorado, that area, and see that, but there was a snowstorm and they got 3 feet. So we tried to stay ahead of that storm, which luckily we did.
Excellent. All right. Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Right.
So.
All right. So then next year, is the trip going to be longer or the same amount of time, but you're just going to take more time doing it?
I think it'll be the same amount of time, but just a little more sightseeing. So we may spend less time in San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, like I said, my mother-in-law's not going to like that.
Well, here's to seeing you next year. This is a great story, and safe travels.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Well, as you can see, my beer's almost empty, so that means we're near the end of the show. Hope you had a good time and learned a lot about my brother, and hopefully he's inspired you to drive more and get out there and see people. Of course, if you want to get notified of new shows, you click on that like button. Not the like button. Or click on the like button. I want you to do that. But if you want to get notified of new shows, you click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell icon right next to it. This will notify you when a new show is being posted. Until then, keep your beer cold and your interests hot. Cheers.